It's 1099 season. Woohoo! Love 1099 season because it means the beginning of tax season. So, how do you know that you need to complete 1099s for people that you've worked with? All right, here's kind of a high level overview of how you know you need to do it and how to make sure that you're ready to do it when the time comes. So, there's two things we're just going to talk about. The first is, how do I know I need to complete a 1099 for someone that has worked for me? Well, if someone has provided a service within your business and worked with you to complete that, then you would want to fill out a 1099 NEC form for them because they've done a type of wage type work for you, and but they're not an employee. Okay, so then you need to complete a 1099 NEC, but there is a caveat to that. You want to complete it if they've earned over $600. So $600 is the magic number, and at that point then you need to issue that 1099 to that person, reporting the amount of money that you have paid them to perform that service, and as not an employee of yours, but what you've paid them, and reported to the IRS. These are due the end of January so they can be submitted so people can file their taxes on time. So you don't want to be late because there are penalties for not doing that on time. And also, people want to file, so to help with their filing process, you want to make sure you get those out in a timely manner. Next thing we're going to talk about is how to make sure you have the information to get that done. Because I find a lot of times when I'm this time of year and I'm working on 1099s for my client, they're like, oh, I need to call and get their social security number. Kind of not a good place to be in, because what I see more often than not is people do not want to give up their tax ID number because they don't want to pay taxes on that money. So how do you ensure that you have that information before year end? Well, whenever you've paid anyone, or let's back up. Whenever you are about to pay someone money that is going to exceed the $600 mark. So let's say right now you've paid them $590 and you're going to send them another $100, right? That's going to push them over the $600 threshold. At that point, earlier really, but at that point, at the latest, then you want to send them or ask them for their W-9 form. Now, if there's someone that's doing a lot of contracting, they more than likely have their own W-9 form. And they could just send that to you. And what that form is it has their name, their address, their tax ID number, and lets you know what kind of entity that they are. So if they're an S Corp and sole proprietor partnership, so you know who you're dealing with. S Corps don't necessarily need to be 1099. So if someone's an S Corp, you can elect not to send them one. It's fine. You're not required to send them one. But for record keeping, you may just want to do it just so you know who you paid that amount for and just kind of keep it consistent. So you want to send them that form if they don't have it. You can find it on the irs.gov, go search W-9, send that form to them, and then they can send that back to you before you send them that final payment that will push them over the $600, because people want their money. They'll do anything to get their money. But once they've had their money, not so much, okay? So that's kind of the key to getting it. It's just making sure you're doing it before you send in that payment. Hey, I got your payment. It's ready to go, but I need you to send me back the W-9. Very important to get that information early. Very important to send out those 1099s before the January 31st deadline each year. Also important for you to have it for your record keeping as well, because that's a deduction that you want to make sure that you're taking on your tax return, because you're paying out money for a service to someone that's not money you kept. So if you're not keeping good records and you're not filling out your form, then you're not going to really be optimizing your deductions on your tax return. So keep that in mind. If it's something you need help with, it's something that we prepare for a lot of our clients, and we can help you out with that as well. So just reach out. Have a good one.